Hi everyone, my name is Ijio Kundamilola Sunday. I'm here to talk about my business, e-commerce. Basically, I got to know about e-commerce through Samuel Amucham, who happened to be my friend from way back. We actually started 100 level together until we graduated, and we're still here grinding together. He has actually been into this e-commerce business right from when we were in school. And every time he makes calls and talks to one delivery person or the other from different states, I'm always wondering what his business is about. While we were busy focusing on our tests, our exams, he always found a way to shuffle in between business and academics. You understand? To be honest, at that point, I used to think it was all a scam because of the number of calls he receives and all of that. But he kept on doing what he knew how to do best, and his consistency was top notch. It didn't actually dawn on me to consider e-commerce as something I would ever do until after we graduated, finished NYSC, and you know how it is in this country. You look for a job here and there. I got a couple of jobs, but to be honest, they denied me of good welfareism, incentives, and my time, most importantly. So I didn't have a choice. I had to come back and talk to Sam. I told him I was interested in this business. And after all, 8 months after our NYSC, this guy was already doing so well. He already had a car and all of that. Those were material things, but to be honest, seeing is believing. They were actually one of the motivations. But at that point, I didn't want to jump into e-commerce because I felt I'm not going to do this because Sam is making money from it, or maybe because he's doing so well. I wanted to be convinced that I actually wanted to do this because there's nothing you do in life that won't come with challenges. So I took my time. I kept on looking at him. I tried to stay around him every now and then, just know a thing or two about what he is doing. I asked him questions and all of that until I finally made up my mind and said, okay, I'm ready to do e-commerce. He told me that all I needed to do was get my laptop and all of that, and a little capital that could help me start, and every other thing is going to put me through. I won't lie to you, he actually did more than he promised for me. He actually took me through the journey and made it very, very easy for me. Every time I call him and ask him a question, he would answer me. He's always there. This business actually comes with a lot of challenge. It's not all rosy, you understand? Because if they tell you that this is a business and it has no challenges, I would advise you to stay away from such business. E-commerce is quite profitable, but I can't lie to you, it has its own challenges. It requires concentration, it requires determination, it requires you never giving up. I had a few challenges, especially starting up. I had to source for capital here and there. I even had to sell some of the things that belonged to me. To cut the long story short, I had to make sacrifices to make sure that, okay, I can be a part of this business. And to be honest, I don't regret it. Samuel Amucham has always been there for me to run to. At some point, I had to sell some of the things that he already bought. You know, it's not always about you importing goods. You have to know what to sell. You have to know how to sell it. This business actually encompasses a lot. A whole lot of people will come and tell you mini importation. Some people, all they do for you is market information to you. They organize seminar tutorials and they tell you to come and pay 150,000, 100,000, 50,000. But basically, all they know are the information surrounding this business, the practical aspect. They don't do it. Samuel Amucham does this day in, day out. This is the only business I know he does. This is his job 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So imagine learning from somebody who has been doing this thing for a year, he's still doing it. Someone who has made a lot of mistakes, who has been able to resolve those mistakes. You understand? You can't just take away the experience for people who just come and advertise to you and tell you bring 150,000, 3 weeks training and all of that. No. Samuel Amucham is somebody that when you learn from, there's this teacher-student relationship. It's more like a father and son relationship that he builds. You can always go to his office, you can always go to his house. He's always open. Now, the most important thing is, he does not only impact knowledge in you, he also learns from you. There are times when I've had to deal with certain situations and he'll tell me, how did you resolve it? I tell him and he say, wow, he has learned something today. So it's not just all about taking from him. He's always open to new ideas. So imagine the level of teamwork that you can have with a person like Samuel Amucham. I'm not going to lie to you. My life has changed ever since I came into e-commerce business.